for Don's Computing. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to replace the propellers on the DJI Tello as well as the Snap-on cover. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and look in the DJI Tello box, and you'll see that a propeller tool has come in the box. This is essential for removing propellers, as you can't do it with hand, otherwise you may damage the motors. So that's one end and this is the other end, but we're going to be using this end for now. So the first thing you do is you choose any propeller, and you'll notice if these prop guards weren't here you could see it better, but there's a small gap between the propeller and the motor just here, so I can put my nail in there, just a tiny gap. And what you want to do is you want to hold the base and the motor like that, and then you want to simply insert the tool into the gap here like that, and then you hold the motor tightly, and you might need some force, but you flick it up like this and you'll see that the propeller flies off, and then that's just the motor left. Alright, so you go ahead and that's the propeller. We need to set that to the side. We'll do that, and we do the same thing for the other three propellers. And if you haven't seen my DJI Tello review, I'll leave a link in the description for that. If you want to go ahead and check that out, you can. So here we go. There we go. They do fly around a bit, so be careful when they come off. So that's two done. We need to do the remaining two. That's that. And the last one. Brilliant. Here we go. And that's that. Okay, so we have all four propellers off now, and I am now going to put on some new propellers. And the propellers I'm going to put on are these blue ones right here. So this is the bag, and you can see there's 4 blue propellers in there. And I also have many other colors like red here, and yellow, and white here, and a few extra pairs of black propellers as well, just in case. So these are all these different colors that I have, and I bought these from the DJI website, so I'll leave a link to that in the description as well, where you can buy these extra propellers. So now I'm going to use these blue propellers. So here we go, I have 4 blue propellers here, and I'm going to put the black propellers back in the bag so they don't get damaged here. Alright, and if we go ahead and look in the quick start guide, it will actually tell you how to install the propellers. Now I already know how to do this, but I'm just going to show you guys. If you go ahead and look in the quick start guide, it says here, mount marked propellers on the motor with marked landing gear. What this means is, if you look at this propeller, you will see that there is no mark here anywhere. There is no mark like next to this little notch here. It's completely plain. Alright, but if you look over here, you'll see that there's 2 marks here. Just 2 small lines there, the kind of curved lines, one here and one here. You might just see that. So the marked propellers go on the marked landing gear. So if you look at the landing gear here, you'll see that this one has no mark, just here, just on this grey bit. There's no mark right here. If you look on this one, you'll see that there is a mark right here. Right here, there's a tiny little notch here, you can kind of feel it there. Just there, and it's not on this one. So now we know that the marked propellers go on these 2 motors, because the propellers are always diagonal from each other. So these 2 will be the same, and these 2 will be the same. Alright, so if we first install these marked propellers, again, make sure that they have those 2 markings on them. Alright, just there. To install them, all you need to do is, with your hand, you need to go ahead and put it onto the motor like so, and push down, making sure that there is a gap there in case you ever need to remove them again. So making sure that the gap is there so that the propeller removal tool can still fit inside. Remember this tool, making sure that this tool can still fit in that gap. And then we do that for the other 3 propellers. So I'm going to go ahead and get the marked propeller again. It's marked 1, and we put it on this one right here. Just to be sure, you can check and you'll see that this one does have the mark right there. I know it's a bit blurry. There we go, right there. And so I'm going to install it on here. Again, I will make sure that there is a gap for the propeller removal tool in case I need to remove these propellers again. So here we go, and push it down more because this is definitely not in. There we go. That's in now. So we've done those 2 propellers. Now we're going to do the unmarked ones. So here we go. This is an unmarked one, as you can see. No marking. And let's go ahead and look at this one. No marking there as well. So unmarked. Here we go. We get this and we just put it on here. Making sure that there's a gap again. So there's a gap there. Then the last one. Go. There we go. There's a gap there. Alright, so that's how you install those propellers. And I can always like change the color to whatever one I want. So if you guys want me to change the color to maybe red, white or yellow, you guys can just go ahead and comment and I will change them in the next video. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this snap-on cover, which you can also get from the DJI website. So I bought this lovely yellow snap-on cover here. This yellow snap-on cover, I'll leave a link to this as well. And I am going to go ahead and put that onto the top because I want to swap out this white one, which is the original one. Alright, so how to remove this is, you see that there are holes everywhere. You can see that there's a gap here. Alright, there's a gap right here, and there's also a gap over here. So these are 2 good places for holding the snap-on cover, or you could hold it from the back as well, which is what I did. So if you hold it from the back and you hold it from the sides, I don't use the battery in this. Like, make sure the battery is removed when you're doing this. If you just lift that up, you'll see that that's lifted up. There we go, the back bit's come off now, and if you want to remove the front bit, there we go. That's how easy it is. You just gotta find the gaps, and this is what it looks like. It's just literally just a small piece of plastic here with some grooves on the bottom, and it says Tello. So we're gonna replace that for the yellow one. You can see that majority of the weight of the drone is actually the battery. This is what it looks like on the inside without the cover here. You can see that those 4 metal bits are where the battery gets connected to and the power goes to. Alright, and we're going to open up our snap-on cover. Okay, snap-on cover is coming off. Okay, and this is what the yellow snap-on cover looks like. Again, basically the same thing, but just painted yellow. And I'm going to go ahead and store that old snap-on cover back into the case just so that it gets protected. And to put it on, it's just very easy. You just have to line it up perfectly and then just push it down to snap it on. Literally a snap-on cover. Okay, so let's line it up perfectly. Alright, now I think it's easier to look from the front actually. Here we go, so the front is lined up. I think, yep, the front is lined up, and then the back. To line that up, you go and push that down like that. That is it. So that's the yellow snap-on cover installed, and this is what I like my drone to look like. Blue propellers and a yellow snap-on cover. So that's all for this video, guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe, and please comment what color you want me to change these propellers to, as I have loads of different colors and combinations. I will leave links to the snap-on cover and the propeller and the drone as well if you want to buy that for yourself. And that's pretty much all for this video. See you in the next one. Goodbye.